Thank you so much for joining us for KARE 11 News at noon. And of course, the story on everybody's mind today is the snow. It is a KARE 11 weather impact alert day. That means that we're covering all aspects of the storm. And we've got Gordon Severson standing by with some of the conditions outside. Plus, Cece, I know you're covering traffic for us.
Yeah, I've been covering the road since 4:30, and they've actually gotten a little better. So I'm going to show you some trouble spots, but then also where things are okay.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Cece. And let's go ahead and get the latest with what's happening right now. John, you got your big boy coat on today.
Oh, yes. Well, it's been a heck of a morning out there. Now, this morning, we had 4 hours of just very heavy, intense snow. You can see the warnings are still out. The warnings are going to go until midnight. We still have a couple of bands. It's been pretty quiet in the backyard, but I do think we'll see a little snow creep back in here. Looking back there now, looks like just some flurries at the moment. So you can see it's now what I call scattered. Scattered is on and off. The roads can at least have a chance to improve with scattered activity, but we got to go in here. This is actually still decently heavy south of Lakeville over to Chaska, 212. So if you're in Carver County, Scott County, actually completely covered, New Prague. So again, they're going to be accumulating maybe an additional half inch there. Going off to the north, this is more on the west side up towards Maple Grove. When you get north of Maple Grove, on 94 up towards St. Cloud. There is still some light snow there, so it's not that we're done. It's just that the snow is taking a break in some parts of the viewing area. There's the actual low itself, Fargo, south of Fargo. This is in Grand Forks. This is going to actually continue to spin down. Now, as some dry air works in here, it's going to get lighter and lighter, but this still has to work through the entire viewing area. So again, we'll talk about additional accumulations. We'll also take a look at who has seen the most snow and the total accumulation so far on the metro in my full forecast.
John, thank you. And with all of that snow getting around town can be a bit tricky. Cece, what kind of conditions are we looking at on the road right now?
Yeah, believe it or not, this looks a lot better than it did a few hours ago. A few hours ago, this entire map was red, so keep that in mind. Even though you're seeing a lot of yellow, the green is starting to pop back out, which is good. I do want you to look at this, though. This is 494. You can actually see the road. A few hours ago, these roads were packed with snow, so another good sign. But even though things are improving, I am still seeing crashes. Those ramps and those overpasses are really tripping folks up. This is near Savage Highway 101. As you're trying to make it to 169 northbound, you see this whole ramp is super slick. The semi has been stuck on this stretch for quite a bit. Okay, so just know that the ramps and overpasses, if you're going out for lunch, those could trip you up this morning. So be careful with that. Up in Oakdale, rather, 694 northbound near Stillwater Boulevard, you're seeing this semi is off the road, kind of slowing things down to one lane as you're headed toward Pine Springs. So just be careful. Even though things are improving, there's still some spots that could trip you up. I'll show you more of them when I see you next. Alexis.
Cece, thank you. And we do know that crews are out on the roads today working to clear up some of the overnight snow and make driving a bit easier. Gordon Severson is live for us in the Northwest Metro with a look at how that's been going. Hi, Gordon.
Yeah, we're here at the St. Michael Albertville, just off of Highway 94. We've been here all morning, kind of driving around up and down 94. We've been in Rogers, we've been here in Albertville and in Monticello. And I want to give you kind of a view of what we're seeing on the roads here. This is 94 just behind me. We've been kind of been in this area since 6 o'clock this morning, and this is the best that we've seen it. A lot more clear than what we were seeing this morning. This morning we were seeing a lot of cars that were taking it really slow because that snow was kind of compacting down onto the highway. As you can see here, it's a lot more clear, starting to improve. I did an interview this morning with the head of Wright County that does all the maintenance here on the streets, and he told me that the biggest issue that they dealt with this morning was the timing. With all of this snow happening right as the morning commute, that means there's a lot of drivers on that snow and it's pushing it down on the road. Here's what he had to say about how the effect that's having here on the roads this morning.
You get that compaction, and then the roads get they feel greasy when you're driving, or kind of slimy almost, and you start noticing you don't have as good a traction. That gets to be problem areas, and then with the wind that we have going on, they'll fill those areas in, which will add to the snow accumulation on the roadway.
So every community is kind of figuring out the snow a different way. In Wright County, they tell me their strategy was they had 21 plow drivers that came in around 3 o'clock this morning. They're right now working a 12-hour shift. They're going to get done around 3 o'clock, and then they'll have 5 more plow drivers come in tonight to kind of clean everything up. And then if they need to, they will bring back that original shift of 21 plow drivers early Friday morning to kind of make sure everything is ready before the holiday weekend. And I believe John has been kind of saying this morning. Through the next couple of hours, we're going to see this snow kind of coming and going. Here in this area, we actually saw the snow stop around 9 o'clock, and it just picked up again the last couple of minutes ago. You can see the snow coming here. So within the last couple of minutes, starting to pick up again here in Wright County.
Gordon, thank you so much. And of course, we are taking a look at the flights coming out of MSP right now. They're working to get back on time after a ground delay set by the FAA for a few hours this morning. That wrapped up around 10:15. Right now, we're seeing just 5 cancellations and more than 100 across the airport. Well, you can scan the QR code right here on your screen to download the free KARE 11 weather app to your phone. It'll help you stay prepared as you head out the door, get customized forecast, weather alerts, and live radar anytime. In our other headlines, we're expecting charges to come down over the next 24 hours for the woman police say caused a deadly crash at a Minneapolis bus shelter earlier this week. Raya Katane has the details.
A 38-year-old woman is in jail this morning in connection to a car crash at a Minneapolis bus stop that killed 2 people and injured 3 more, including a 17-year-old boy. It happened at around 10:30 Monday morning at the intersection of Emerson and 26th Avenue in North Minneapolis. Authorities have identified the 2 women who were killed as 53-year-old Esther Folks and 57-year-old Rose Reese. Family members tell us the 2 were best friends. The woman police say is responsible is being held at the Hennepin County Jail without bail and is expected to face criminal vehicular homicide charges. Because she's not yet officially facing those charges, we are choosing not to share her name at this time.
In about 4 hours, you have the chance to sit in on the St. Paul City Council's discussion of the 2025 budget. The council approved the plan 5-1 last week, and the special meeting is in case they need to vote to override any vetoes by Mayor Melvin Carter. They say they have no indication he plans to do that, but he did say their plan will cut millions of dollars from police and city services. The council approved a 5.9% property tax increase compared to the mayor's original 8% increase. Well, tonight we're expecting to find out who will be the next St. Paul superintendent. In the last 8 hours, the school board wrapped up its discussion and hadn't settled on a final decision. They're considering 3 finalists who spent the week visiting schools, meeting staff, and doing public interviews. Their pick should be announced tonight at the board's regular meeting that starts at 5:30. While the country is once again facing a potential government shutdown, the House is scheduled to work on a plan today. Now, tomorrow is the deadline for Congress to keep the government funded. A bipartisan bill negotiated with Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson has now been scrapped. That decision came after President-elect Donald Trump issued a statement against the proposal. Meanwhile, the White House says Republicans are playing politics over funding. Well, millions of people are relying on Amazon for their holiday shopping, and they could see a hiccup as workers begun striking at several facilities across the country. NBC's Priya Sridhar is at an Amazon facility in Georgia with more.
This morning, 10,000 Amazon workers and delivery drivers began striking at various facilities across the country, including this one outside of Atlanta, California, Illinois, and New York City. They're asking for better pay and working conditions, and they're calling this the largest strike against Amazon in U.S. history. The union says this nationwide action follows what it describes as Amazon's repeated refusal to follow the law and bargain with the thousands of Amazon workers who organized with the Teamsters. Amazon said in a statement that the Teamsters are, quote, intentionally misleading the public and that their conduct over the past week and the past year have been illegal. They're saying that all of this is going to have a minimal impact on its operations, but it's leaving many consumers wondering just how all of this could affect holiday shopping deliveries, especially since we're just days away from Christmas. Back to you.
And a big update on a story that once had the country on edge. The northern giant hornet, known as the murder hornet, has now been eradicated in the U.S. The hornets were first spotted in Washington in 2019 and were mostly dangerous for honeybees and other pollinators. But the hornets have stingers that can spit venom, and while it's very rare, they can actually kill humans. Officials say that they have not found any of the hornets in 3 years.